It's my favorite Chinese car so far. And we've got this nice little display here of the, look at the mix. Cruising 720 kilowatt chargers. When would you ever have that in the US? It's crazy. But I just want to also mention the snappiness, the absolute response is absolutely unbelievable. The auto doors keep pissing me off. They're so slow. I don't know how to describe how cool this is, but I love this feature. Hello, good early morning, and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video. Welcome to another video from here in China. I'm actually in Hangzhou Bay, which is actually where Zeekr and the rest of the Geely group have their main R&D development center. You can see the light bars doing crazy things. It's doing its little startup sequence behind me. This is the Zeekr Mix. And the Zeekr Mix is this sort of China-only Zeekr that's like a van, but incredibly practical with insane features, insane doors, and so much going on about it. So far, this is my favorite Chinese car I've ever seen or tested. So I hope you join me for this, and I can't wait in 25 years to import one of these to the US because that's probably the only way we're ever going to get this thing. Anyway, Zeekr Mix, let me take you on a full tour. In this video, I'm going to show you around the Zeekr Mix, which has just incredible space, packaging, features, stuff like that. You can open up the whole side of the van like this, which is so cool. All of the seats are mounted on this track-like surface, which means they can flip 180 degrees and go into all bunch of different seating configurations. Just to show you this really quick, I'm going to go into the seating menu. We'll go to the seat repositioning, and we'll go into this function right here. And now they are flipping into the configuration to have like a chat with your friends. So these will come back. Everything again is mounted on this singular rail. I'll show you all the configurations you can mount this in a bit. But now you'll see spinning around. Absolutely crazy. So that means that the seat belt, the whole seat structure is baked into this one module, which allows for this B-pillarless type design, driver seat going. By the way, this is built on the SEA platform, which is similar to other Volvo and Polestar models that we have in the US. However, this is the SEA M version, which is specifically for the Mix. While it uses probably some similar electrical architecture functions, it is still fundamentally different than some of the others that we have. This thing, by the way, also is one of the fastest charging, if not the fastest charging electric car on sale. It has, yes, the Zeekr Golden Battery. The Golden Battery, sometimes referred to as the Golden Brick, is 5.5 C charging rate. So right now that means just over 400 and something kilowatts on a 75 kilowatt hour pack, 10 to 80 in 10 minutes, which is insane. But so it's not the highest kilowatt charging rate, but it's the highest fastest charging, and that is the version this one is equipped with. So I'm going to do a charging test of this battery in a separate video, so stay tuned for that because I cannot wait to show the charging performance. By the way, I love the interior in this sort of lounging mode. We were all hanging out in here yesterday having an absolute blast. But the charging performance is truly insane on the 75 kilowatt hour, again, Zeekr Golden Brick battery, Golden Battery, and that's an LFP pack. You can also spec an NMC pack in this, which is the long range version, but it doesn't charge as fast, but it's still fast charging. That's one of those CATL Chillin battery, Chillin, don't know how to pronounce, but that one also should charge fast. Not sure of the specs on that one. The one I would actually go for, especially living here in China, is the small 75 kilowatt hour pack that's in this one, because most driving is just in these cities. You're really going slow. There's speed cameras everywhere. And as far as I can tell, Chinese people just don't drive as far as Americans on a regular basis. Then when you get to a fast charger, you just want to zap it up and get the heck out of there. And that's what this is absolutely perfect for. I also like that it's LFP. You can care about it less than the NMC that probably requires a little bit more thought and care to longevity. And so this is probably the spec I would go for, even in this color. Absolutely love this fun color on this particular one. So there's going to be a bigger version of the Golden battery coming, is my understanding. It should be around 95 kilowatt hours, and that's going to charge at 520 or 540 kilowatt peak. And I've heard reports of maybe even closer to 600 kilowatt peak. It's like the same cell, just with more capacity, so the overall input power can go up while stressing the cell the same. So not only is this like a cool van with ultra configurable interior, really fun styling, fantastic driving characteristics, which we're going to drive it and actually take it on a little trip in this video, a few hour drive. It's also incredibly fast charging and has some of the best electrical architecture, software, user experience on the market. To me, this is what represents peak of China auto right now. Fast charging, great software, fantastic, thoughtful, user-focused improvements, and I'm just completely sold on this thing. So let me take you on a tour. I'm going to show you under the hood, or I should say, we're just going to pull up every panel we can, rear trunk, see if there's a front trunk. A lot of Chinese EVs don't have front trunks. I'm going to put the interior back to normal, and yeah, let's get into the Zeekr mix. Well, guys, welcome to the channel, Alyssa.
Hello.
So you're waking up. Welcome. I'm still messed up on time zones.
Yeah, you haven't quite understood that you still got to let your body sleep through that 4 a.m. wake-up call.
But we got cars to film today. I got to film like 5 cars today. So I'm starting here with the mix. So I've taken the audience already on a quick overview tour, Alyssa, but it's time to really go and explore this thing. So first of all, let's just look a little bit on the outside. Like, I love all the light customizations. In a little bit, I'm going to show everyone all the different options you can put on this insane light bar, which is super cool. This one is registered to A. I'm learning how the Chinese license plates work. That means Hangzhou City, not Hangzhou Bay. So Hangzhou City is A, Shanghai is B. Oh no, B might be Ningbo, and then P is Shanghai?
He doesn't know yet.
What was that?
He doesn't know it yet.
No, I'm just getting, we've only been here a couple days, so I'm getting the gist. I don't think there's any way to open up the front, Alyssa, but I'm gonna check really quick just to see if there is any sort of grab handle or pull, and honestly, I don't see anything. So I'm pretty sure there's not a way to do it. So let's talk driver's seat for a second. We'll leave those doors open. Can you come around on this side, Alyssa? One thing that has been driving us insane with this car, because we're filming this video actually completely out of order, are the power doors. Any impression, Alyssa?
I just don't like power doors anymore. I've just officially decided that I will never get a car with power doors.
Until it's done right. It's just all down to the tuning. But the problem is I pull the door, I want to open it up, and it's fighting me. Ugh! And you have to like rip on it to get it to open. What you're supposed to do is wait. I guess people in China are not in a hurry, but I would think they were. So you wait to get in and then you go. That doesn't seem that bad. When it's bad is like when you're standing here and you go to open the door and it's like, oh, I'm only going to open this much. And then you go, I want more. And you got to just put all your force in to move it. Super unpremium, super annoying. I hate power doors.
Yeah.
And no one's done them right. BMW doesn't do them right. Zeekr doesn't do them right. No one gets them right.
Parking this car in China in general, every single time we've parked it, the parking spots have been extremely tight. So there's no way that you wouldn't be able to not step in front of the door without just
so it's a bit conservative is what you're saying. So there's always an extra room, but it's fighting against you to fill up that gap. And then what you end up happening is you're trying to fill up this gap. You push so hard, it releases, and then boom, you throw it into the car next to you.
We haven't done that, but no. Yes, that could happen.
Just annoying. Back door works the same as the other side back door.
You gotta step away. Yeah,
I know. You gotta back up, otherwise it freaks out. And you have, honestly, a really cool interior. Yeah. So Zeekr brought one of these to CES this year, Alyssa, and everyone was losing their mind over it. And I see why. It's just so cool. There's also, if you can zoom in there, buttons to adjust the back seat on the armrest on either side. So you have some controls there, which we'll go into. Jumping into the driver's seat of the Zeekr Mix is a great experience. The seat is really comfy. The steering wheel is a insanely smooth gray, nice texture. The shape reminds me of the Lotus Electra shape, and it's heated, and it's really just a great firm wheel. One thing that is a bit weird is these seats are mounted inboard a little bit because they need room to swivel around. So actually I can close this door and you can see from back over here, Alyssa, it's a bit of a reach for me to get my elbow. So like normally I would have the elbow here. Right, I'll explain this in just 1 second. You got it. But it's a bit of a reach to kind of put my elbow there. And so what they've done is they've, like Alyssa has pointed out, thankfully, is put on this adjustable armrest. So I've got double armrests, yo.
It took them a while to figure this out.
Yeah, there might be a clip, depending on if Timon catches it later on in editing, where I said, this is so uncomfortable. They fixed it. It's right here. I'm putting it in the video right now. They knew it. I've got an armrest rather than having to reach over here. But it is weird how centrally mounted you feel and how almost angled, like I'm angled a little bit that way to make up for it. So I just feel like I'm sitting away from everyone a little bit, which is weird and interesting. I think, let me open up the door. You push this button, you again, no, wait for the door to open. I think this is the fragrance cartridge. Oh no, that was a different car. That was the Ito M8. This is a grocery bag holder, Alyssa. You pull this out and you put your purse right there.
Oh, great.
How cool is that?
Great.
Nice function. All window switches in China are backwards. Couldn't tell you why, but they are. And then you've got some functions here. Mind if I take a look here? This is the quick key to bring up the seats to fold into their reversed position. So I know you're yelling at me because I'm in there. And so now it's going to flip around, and I like that there's a physical hotkey rather than going into the settings. When I take everyone onto a software tour here in a little bit, Alyssa, I will show all the settings. I also showed this in the previous clip and talked a little bit about charging. But I'm going to jump into the back seat to discuss space. One thing I want to mention is if you look here on the seat, you have your seat controls, really nice. Oh, is it mad at me for putting my hand in there? It's all monitored somehow. Another thing we should mention, just out of order, randomly, come on over here, Alyssa. We've got cameras all over this thing because it's China, and we've got LiDARs there. I mean, this is China. Look, there's literally a camera right there. You are always being watched. I mean, I've never seen more cameras in my life. Any impression?
Yeah, it's a bit excessive, but it's just the Chinese way. Security.
Is it security?
I'm just telling myself it's security.
Okay, it's security. Good to keep things safe. That's right. I think there's a little storage box in there. It kind of looks like it would open up here on this side, doesn't it?
Yeah, there is. It's heated and it's cooled, but I wouldn't open it because there's some leftover stuff in there that smells really bad.
So now I'm sitting in the back of this thing. If I spoke Chinese, I could ask her to open up the glass roof for me, but I don't, so I'm just going to do it on the screen really quick. Let me squeeze through here, because I think it just adds to the experience to have the glass roof opened up. Hit this. Come on, this one. I'm getting it all at the wrong angle. Got it. Opening. Lovely. So we've never been able to do a backseat review quite like this, Alyssa.
This is like a meeting.
Yeah. Are there buttons to close all the doors from back here? I know I got a button right here. Oh, this is the manual door release. Lovely. This is cool.
It is very cool.
I mean, I don't know how to describe how cool this is, but I love this feature. And I've got all these different buttons and adjustments on my seat. So I can push this thing out.
Yeah, this is a footrest.
So I've got the footrest out. Those have always been incredibly uncomfortable to me, but Chinese people like it. So I can move the seat back.
Oh, in order to move it fully back, it wants you to fold the back a little bit more.
Yeah, the cover back here.
Yeah.
That's a great translation.
Well, I need to see the photo.
Center armrest thing here. And I've even got some, climate control back here, so I can adjust the temperature of the cooling.
There's a button.
It is a refrigerator in here.
It is heated and it's a refrigerator.
Heated and refrigerated, but there's like leftover sushi in there.
Yeah, and it smells bad.
Smells really bad. Don't know whose that is or how that ended up there. But I've also got a huge window that pops down back here. kind of making a bad noise going down. Does yours? Yeah. Huh, it's like the seals are rubbing against each other a bit. Not a big deal, I guess. But that's a nice window. I just could imagine the dogs hanging out back here, Alyssa. Living the dream.
What does that on button do?
On button, just dings. I can put a massage on, heated, cooled.
Oh.
So I can control all that from back here. So rather than having like a physical touch screen, I've just got hotkeys for the most important features. There's not much to say other than this is one hell of a cool place to hang out. How do you open these vents? Oh, neato. So you've got roof vents, got lights. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Okay, so we're not gonna go make this video super long. It's not like we're showing every little nook and cranny. If you look up there, you'll see USB ports. I think there's cup holders that pop out below the screen. Nice pedals and stuff. We're gonna drive it later on in this video. What we're gonna do first is I'm gonna take everyone on a full software tour. It's gonna be like 20 minutes just straight of software, because I think it's a really good representation of what Zeekr is capable of doing. And then we're going to drive it. By the way, only one powertrain available in this car, Alyssa. Single motor, 400 something horsepower. It boogies, it just doesn't launch very hard. So one motor, 2 battery options, insane interior, Zeekr mix. It's my favorite Chinese car so far. I don't know if we'll see anything else. Li Auto Mega was cool, but I like this more.
I don't know. I'm indifferent. Li Auto Mega was just very, very premium.
Yeah, I mean, it's another class above this.
Yeah.
In terms of price and other stuff. But I think this is the jam. So, and it charges like a monster. Both cars do, of course. Okay, time to go on the software tour, and then we'll go drive this thing. Then I'll leave you with my final thoughts. Well, I've shown you around the car now. I'm going to go through some of the software stuff because there's so much that can be done. So it's probably going to be a little bit weird just staring at a screen through this video, but you guys really should see some of the capabilities and amazing features of this car. First of all, like before, put my foot on the brake and the door auto closes. Really nice textures for the ambient lighting around. Just so cool. Man, I love this thing. If I could get this in the US, this would be... I just can't get over how much fun this car is. It's really something neat. So this is the main home screen. We've got a couple different views we can pull in to control different things here. For example, I can open up the charging flap, which opens there, and then correspondingly, boom, you'll see charging flap is there. When I hit close on the charging flap, boom, there it goes. Okay. Some of this stuff is pretty normal, basic. I can open the doors, for example, so I can go here and open up the driver's door. I can come through and, close it. But there's some other neat stuff too. Like, for example, I can control the roof shade, which is currently in the closed position, but I can come here and drag it to any position or go wide open, and it will just open right there. So as you would expect, some of these things good. But I just want to also mention the snappiness, the absolute response is absolutely unbelievable. So fast at responding to really everything. And you can see it's modeling the headlights. I wonder if I put the high beams on. Oh yeah, it knows that too. Turn signals, does it do that too? Oh yeah, nice. This is so cool. So, all right, let's go through some features, shall we? Where should we start? Navigation. Okay, let's come here. So we have navigation, and this is the main, screen here that you have while driving around. You can find charging stations pretty easily from here. You can look for high power stations, low power stations. You can say, I want more than 360 kilowatt stations, and it will actually find 720 kilowatt chargers. When would you ever have that in the US? It's crazy. So what I can go here is, let's see if it does any kind of route planning. And the problem is I don't really know how to put most of these characters in. So I'm going to type in Beijing, which is quite the drive. I'm going to hope that that's it. Yes. And it says 1151, and it is roughly 1200 kilometers. So let's route, and let's see if it will do route planning. So it says we won't make it. I would have thought this would have done route planning. Perhaps it's turned off in the settings. Let's look at the route. Isn't that interesting? How do we pull this back up? Maybe this is how you cancel? No, oh yeah, here we go. Okay. this is our range spider. So this is where we can make it to. And we're currently at, I don't know, 70%, maybe just under. So we can make it pretty damn far. We're in Hangzhou Bay at the moment. Shanghai is right there. Ningbo is right here. And that's Hangzhou City. So you know kind of roughly where we are. So that's that map. But I'm fairly certain it will do some kind of route planning. Let me see if I can find any settings and I'll be back. Oh, I just needed to turn on route planning, and then, yeah, of course it has route planning. Come on. So 4 stops to get there, really 3 stops, and then a 4th up that away. Seems pretty simple to me. So that works super well. Maybe it's not choosing the best stations. Oh, these are just options nearby, but that's what it's selecting for the route. And you can see it's adjusting in real time. Does it give us any information about it? Don't know. Anyway, okay. I think we got a good idea. Navigation does the thing. Super snappy. That's awesome. I mean, as fast as you can do anything here, it's just, whoa, right there with you. That's awesome. We've got our compass, I guess, up here, but this is how you change 2D, 3D. Normally, I actually drive around in 3D in China because it shows you what lane you should be in. Also, it's got a absolutely awesome head-up display while cruising. So that's the navigation. Over here, you've got sort of your driver assistance menu. So this is everything the car can see around you. A bit like Tesla FSD in a sense. I can see that Geely E8 right there. Or is that E5? Yeah, Geely E5. So we can see that for sure. And yeah, just a bunch of stuff that makes sense. We can adjust our mirrors, our head-up display, automatic parking. I can turn on my massaging seat right there. We've got lights, and then just a million other functions that are totally customizable. So you can roll up the windows. You can you can roll all the windows and ventilate the car. That's kind of cool. So this just sort of pulls them down a little bit. That's a great feature. Don't know what coffee mode is. Maybe this is like easy parking or something. I don't know. There is like that function that used a similar thing, but just basic functions through here as you would expect. We also have a sleeping mode, a camp mode, a car wash mode, and a pet mode that are easily accessible. So for example, if I come over here to pet mode, it says it'll maintain the cabin temperature. If for whatever reason it fails, it will alert you and then also ventilate the windows so that it doesn't get too hot in here. You can hit go and then you can see this is the temperature that it's monitoring, and it will blast the fans, which is awesome. So very Alyssa approved here. And then it will tell you for how many minutes pet mode has been running. So the fans are now coming on real strong. So I absolutely love that feature. I think that's really a cool one. Other than that, the bottom section of the screen really has some of your main applications. Up here, you can also pull down from the top to access hotkeys like your acceleration mode, which we have in sport, your day and nighttime settings, the screen brightnesses for both of the 2 screens. You can activate like a relaxation mode here. It did just time out for a second. And then, of course, you can customize all the other things that you can show. There is no English version for this car, so forgive me for probably missing some even cooler functions in here, but overall, I mean, it's just, we're getting the idea. That's the sort of gist here. So we have our home screen, which brings us to here. You have your car menu, which I'll walk through, which are a bunch of settings and setup. You have a 360-degree view cam, which we can go like 3D, and whoa, again, super snappy. Everything is as fast as you can touch it. Absolutely responsive. Auto parking, all that good stuff. Heated seats and seat settings in general. So you have heated and cooled seats for all 4 positions. There is a 5th position, but it is not heated or cooled. You have a massage function for all different seats. So you can even go in and choose what type of massage you want. So not sure what I just chose, but I chose something. Doesn't matter. You can go through and you can adjust all of the seating positions and do, each particular area, move them around as you want. Of course, the center console moves. Hopefully I showed you that in the intro tour. I have no idea what this is. Maybe it's some sort of passenger talk function. Don't know. And then you've got this mode that's like camping mode. What does this do? Oh yeah, folds things around so you can sit out the side. So these are all the different seating configurations you can put the car into. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I love this track seating. You can have coffee with your friends. Oh, interesting. Well, I don't really know how that has to do with coffee. You can have a cocktail, even though drinking and driving in China is 0 tolerance. You can have a camping function. Huh. Oh, damn, that's cool. So you can lay flat. You can have a conversation function. Okay. You can have a sleeping baby. And you can have a child seat, I guess. Interesting. So, those are all the different main seating configurations that you can have. But this is sort of the first one that they recommend, which is sort of a camping function. We'll show everyone that, of course, or hopefully we already have. Okay, so that's the seating configurations right here. So that's everything to control the seats of the cars, which is amazing. I'm actually going to go for a heated seat function if I come here, and I'll go for heated seat on 2 bacon strips. I mean, I really am just so impressed by the snappiness, the speed, the absolute amazing software here. It does remind me a lot of the Lotus Electra, which, I think is in the same family of this car. So yeah. Okay, cool. We've got some fragrances that we can pipe in, different vibes, different moods that can come through. Love that. And what else do we have? Another access to the seat menu, music streaming, so you can come through, you can listen to, sort of all of your popular Chinese music streaming services that I've never heard of. That's a great one. Then you can come over here and you've got apps on apps on apps. You got TikTok in this thing, which I guess we're not having in the US anymore. I don't know. Someone comment. What's up with that? That's the rumor. Crazy stuff happening. We've got karaoke, which is like mandatory to have in Chinese cars. And then you have one of the coolest functions ever, which is this one here. And you can customize the whole front light bar. So I've programmed this for the intro. Subscribe to Out of Spec. But you can program, any sort of welcome screen that you want, which is amazing. So those are thumbs up. You can have hearts go up on this display. I mean, so neat. And actually, Vallejo is the parts supplier, I believe, for this one, because I just met with those guys at CES. So here's a dog chasing something. What is going on here? Don't know. Dog's excited. Doesn't matter. So this is like the wake up function. So I'm going to set this one to say subscribe to Out of Spec, but you can also have it while driving. What do you want it to look like? You can have like a fire. You can have the little lights. You can give it a personality with a sense of eyes. This one looks pretty cool. I think that works. You can give it a Porsche-like vibe with the 4 dots. Oh, dang, they're moving around. I think we'll leave it on the Porsche vibe because that's pretty sick. Or you can give it, just light bars on light bars. You can totally customize anything you want. This function is, I think, a startup sequence. Not totally sure. But anyway, all these different options to control lights on the front. Love that. We'll keep it on whatever it was on. This, don't know. And then more graphics that you can put up there. More graphics. And this is a light show that you can run. So we can actually, hit play, hit go. Oh, wait, hit play, hit this. Now it's working on it, loading. Let's see if we can have it do a light show. Do we hit left or right? I don't know. Feel like we should have gone the other way. All right, let's hit this. Let's hit this. Let's hit this. We'll give it a few seconds and then we'll hit the right button. It's all trial and error here, folks. I'm sorry, but I don't understand any Chinese characters at all. Oh, it's going. 5, 4. Let's go outside. Running, running, running. Whoa, windows rolling down. Lights coming on. Okay, I think I should have also selected the exterior speaker, which I put off for filming, but it's doing something up here. Damn, what's it doing? Yeah, so it's very odd without music, but you can set it so the music goes on the outside. And the rear lights are doing a little dancey dance. Okay, cool, just a light strip, pretty basic back here. But they got it going. I mean, really, Tesla in the US is the only one who's kind of doing this, aren't they? Is this the... Oh yeah, there we go. Now we got the speaker. I don't know if this is a propaganda piece or a Christmas piece. Sometimes they blend together. Wow. We are all mesmerized to buy a Zeekr now. They've convinced us. The Chinese Communist Party of Zeekr. Okay, so you got light shows, and I don't know what this is, but we're just going to hit this and see. Oh, QR code. Okay, don't know. Maybe you can customize your own. Anyway, we'll keep the startup on out of spec, and that's good. All right, lights. Let's close the door now. This is crazy. The auto doors keep pissing me off. They're so slow. Come over here. We've got, oh yeah, relaxing modes and some other stuff. Don't know what this one is. Oh yeah, this is like Huawei phone streaming. We can pull to the right, and we've got TVs and YouTube, well, equivalents. So you can come over to different streaming platforms and get songs, and this is all the hot stuff going on in China right now. You can listen to a song about Adobe After Effects. Don't know what this means. Oh no, we're in. Oh, it's like literally an application. It's not a song. I don't know what I'm doing. What is this? High res 5.1 channel? Gosh, should I hit the other one? You never know what side it's on. Dolby Atmos, Zeekr radio, high res, Earth, Symphony #1. Oh, you got to buy this stuff? Or will it just play? Yeah, you got to buy it. Ah, that's crazy. Okay, we're not going to dive into all that, but you can tell there's plenty of options to get your media by swiping from the right, which is pretty cool. And I think you guys get the rough idea of the software, just how powerful it is. You also have this central display over here, which I can go through and it will tell me all my statistics. The efficiency I've got, by the way, this was on our drive up yesterday. We drove this, so we got 248 watt hour per kilometer, which is pretty thirsty, I would say, but it was also really windy and we were on the highway, so not too bad. We can adjust our climate control right from here. We can see our tire pressure data, trip data, nothing super exciting, but that's all pretty normal. Don't know what that button does. Hotkey to get to your 360 cam. Hell yeah. This is awesome. I would just daily the heck out of this thing if I could. So anyway, that's the software tour of the Zeekr Mix. I know it's not like a super duper full in-depth thing, but just to give you an idea of how snappy it is, some of the powerful functions, and how really this car is totally well thought out from an entire user experience side, which is really only like Rivian and Tesla, and Lucid's kind of coming close, but this is, right up there with the big boys, and maybe even better in some areas. I'm super impressed. You've got your air quality, going right here. You've got your built-in dash cams. Whoops. You've got, what is this one? Don't know. You've got this one. Don't know what that is. We've got, do you speak English? Doesn't sound, oh no, doesn't sound like it. Connectivity, wireless charging, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. It's early in the morning. You can even plan your calendar out. How about that? So anyway, just a really very powerful user experience in here. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, one thing I forgot to show you guys was the settings menu. So you've got your basic seating, steering wheel controlled stuff, windshield wipers, don't know. We've got lighting controls with a bunch of different ambient lighting that makes this really fun, of course. So you can go through and set your ambient lighting to really whatever color you want to go to. So we'll go over here to blue, for example, and boom, it goes blue. Wow. We all know how that stuff works. We've got rear ambient lighting settings, or at least the ones that can be in the door pockets there. So you can totally customize everything. We've got our driving settings. So this is like powertrain, regen, steering feel, one pedal drive, all that stuff. We'll go through some of this before we drive it in the next clip, which actually was yesterday. We've got our driver assistance, so like auto lane change, request before making the lane change. I would say the lane centering in this was not so good, but it was also super windy and we were getting blown around on the bridge, but I was not super impressed with the lane centering functions. It felt very similar to like EX90, and I think it is kind of the same system, and so there's still more work to be done. There's a little play setting here. So this means that it'll go to the speed limit, I guess. So these are all the driver assistance settings. Kind of tells you what to do, warns you if you're going to open the door for someone, driving up, blind spot monitoring. I like all the little graphics they have here. I wonder if they have an ESP one. Lane departure. We've got lane departure again. This is emergency and non-emergency. Not totally sure. We've got Zeekr AI that you can talk to this little thing. It's an experimental function, and her name is Eva. Oh, yeah. Eva. Don't know. Anyway, intelligent voice control. That's in English. Eva recommendation. It's interesting how this is a Chinese system, but then you've got some English writing throughout here. Safety stuff, sentry mode, dash cams, not sure. Bunch of safety related items, airbag, child seat stuff. List goes on and on. Love to see all that. We've got our charge setting. So we have essentially our maximum, state of charge that we want to charge to. Manual battery preconditioning, which I have going right now because it's chilly outside. It's 1 degree Celsius, really cold, almost freezing outside. And we've got our discharging for like vehicle to load, so you can output power, and then our trip calculation. We've got also some random settings in here for not sure what exactly, but just to kind of breeze through this stuff, you've got your hookups for everything. So this is everyone who's had their phone hooked up to it. A lot of people, this is again a press demo car, so a lot of people play around with it. Your sound system settings, which sounded good, but not great. We didn't really touch on it in the driving portion. In the next clip, it's like awesome until you want it to get really loud, and then it kind of falls apart. But you've got a bunch of different zones, drivers, all AI, I guess, controlled. So I think we had it kind of there, which is the normal position. You can choose the type of sound stage that you're looking for. I mean, just amazing graphics on this display here. It's really nicely done. I mean, this is top class. Not sure what any of this is doing. Let's see. Is that doing anything? Oh, this is the sound that you want it to play while driving. Is this the piped in sound? Oh yeah. That one's terrible. Let's see this one. They sound very Hyundai Kia-esque to me. You can make it sound like you're in a forest. Let's do that, just to annoy everyone. I guess this is the pedestrian warning sound. And then what's this? Oh, this is the internal sound. So that's the external sound. And this is the internal sound, I see. So those sound Hyundai Kia-esque as well. Oh, this one speaks out your sound. 100. Interesting. Man, I hate that it speaks the sound. Let's turn all that crap off. But yeah, just the settings, you get lost in this. And it's insane how powerful this really is. So light mode, dark mode, you can come down to your language somewhere in one of these. I don't think it's in this setting. But anyway, little stuff. And then we're on OS 6.2. 6.3 has already come out with much improved driver assistance, which is why I don't want to focus on it too much. This car has not been updated to 6.3 for some reason, but 6.3 is out, and apparently it's much better. And then this is all the information, our VIN number, the mileage, stuff like that. So that's all of the settings menu of the Zeekr Mix. It's insane. We are going back in time in this video, and we've got the Zeekr Mix charged up to 100%, which I really didn't want to do because I wanted to charge it, but that's a topic for another day. We've got our Neo ES6 charging here on the Zeekr charger. Drew, we've got this thing topped up to 69. What a number. 69%, and this is the small battery Neo, and it charges so much worse than the golden battery in that one. That's crazy. But this can swap, that can't. could be a fun little race there.
I'm interested to see the swapping situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Swapping coming soon. But we're going to take this on a 2-hour drive or so. So I guess we'll see you over at the Geely R&D Center.
Yep.
So it should be fun. Enjoy your trip. I'm going to take the Zeekr Mix. Now, normally I play around with the car and review it and do a full tour before I drive it. But Alyssa, we are just getting in and going.
Yeah.
So I think I've set it up where I have one pedal driving on. Everything's in Chinese. So we've got maximum regen, steering in comfort, one pedal on. I have to go through and see what the rest of this is. And then once I get the setup right, then we're just going to go. And we'll shoot the full tour later.
Yeah.
Let's open up the shade, though. Dang. This thing is sick, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I would love this car. I feel like you have this or Lee Mega and you're living the dream.
I don't know. That Lee Mega is mega.
Yeah, it's also a lot more money than this.
I don't care. That's worth it.
That is a cool vehicle for sure. But this has got an Electra wheel. It's amazing how all the Geely part spin stuff has come over. And that is a ambient light that snaps in as an accessory.
Yeah, I was playing with it earlier. Yeah,
it feels a little cheap, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think you can get different accessories. Cool. Okay, let's get some navigations put in. I'll get the settings right. And then we're off on a 2-hour journey.
To Hangzhou Bay.
To Hangzhou Bay, not Hangzhou City.
No, Hangzhou City.
Made that mistake. That's a 4-hour mistake.
Bay.
Yep. Welcome inside the Zeekr Mix. It's my first time, even though you guys have seen it, I'm sure, the way we've shot the video. Hopefully it's all making sense. I've got all the settings set up the way I want them. I've got my seating position kind of set up how I like it. Great seating position. Let's see. I'm going to put the air vents where I like them there. And then we're going to go for a 23. We'll sync it. Look at me. It just, I don't know what anything says, but it all just kind of makes sense. Into drive. And, oh, we've got quite the, how do you make it slow down? Quite the fan speed going on here, Alyssa. Yeah, it's on auto. There it goes. It's settling down. It does a GM thing where it blasts the fan. So I've got one pedal driving on. The thing Zeekr told me, they said the only thing they showed me before we left here is just the turning radius is crazy. Not the insane charging performance. The guys we're talking to don't really seem to get that. But watch this. That's amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Great turning radius in this thing.
Okay, go out this way.
Oh, okay, go out this way. Good point. So we'll go out the way Drew is going. We've got a couple things in the back, and we are off to the Geely R&D Center. So let's head up to Hangzhou Bay. My first time driving the Zeekr Mix. Huge glass roof. We've got massaging seats, as every Chinese car kind of has. We're charged up to 100%, which is a bit much for what I would like to show, but we are going to do a charging test on the Zeekr 7X. So there's Drew and Alice in the Neo, and we are off in the Zeekr, leaving the Lincoln Co. We're at the Ningbo racing circuit. I actually just shot a video for the Kyle Connor channel of the Lincoln Co. 03 Plus Cyan Edition, which is the super spicy Insano machine. And we just did some, track driving. Alyssa, is this what you were asking about, these ramps over here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just an off-road course of some kind. I think but those are the kind of ramps I'd like to get for some sort of off-road testing. Everyone can look over this way and see the Ningbo racing circuit, a really great course. Absolutely huge, absolutely world-class racing circuit. And shout out to the Geely folks for reserving it for us for 30 minutes today. Drew and I were just out there ripping. It was amazing. This is the Land Rover Experience Center that they have here. So it's a great facility. Very cool. So anyway, we'll get out of here and then we'll go for a blast in the Mix. Alyssa, what's your first impression on the Mix? Do you like it?
A lot of space. A ton of space. Yeah, I don't know if I like it yet. I think
Really? I feel like this would be such a you kind of car.
Yeah, I don't know. I just sat in it. I haven't figured out. I haven't seen the ride quality and what all it's about yet.
Okay, so she's not totally convinced yet. As soon as I saw this, I was sold. I said, wow, this is a great looking machine. It's fun. It's happy. It's got weird doors. But I've got one pedal driving on, and I can tell you one pedal driving is a bit weird.
Your nav went away.
Oh no.
And,
Oh no. I hope it's that. Nope, that doesn't look like it. I'll ask Alice. All the window switches in Chinese cars are backwards. You push up to put them down. They're all like this. So the problem is our navigation went away. Can you type it in Chinese for us?
Yeah.
Okay, what would we do without Alice? I don't know. Into drive. Oh, the seats belts are built into the seat structure because both front seats flip a Yui. Launching. Oh, it's not that fast. Okay, so no racing car here. But we're out of the Ningbo circuit. Damn, what an experience, Alyssa, wasn't this?
Yeah, it's a really neat facility, for sure.
Yeah, super lucky that we were able to do it. I like how we have all this intersection cameras popping up as well.
That is a loud blinker.
Loud blinker, for sure. So we're going to pop out of here. Gate opens up. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bing cha.
That's iced tea.
Iced tea is the only word I know. We're out on the public roads in the Zeekr mix for the first time. And yes, for the viewers who don't know, because I think this is the first driving video maybe we're putting on Spec Reviews. I don't know what order everything's going. I got a Chinese driving license. Full send. Okay, this is what driving in China is like. I'm not sure why this guy's going 1 mile an hour in the right lane, but we're going around him, scooting through, and they just seem to be totally not capable of driving. Not sure, but I guess it's a free-for-all out here. It's crazy. There's cameras to monitor everything, and then it's also just full rippage wherever you go. But anyway, in the Zeekr mix, and the first impression is unbelievable view out the front. Let's show the viewers facing ahead. Super cool view. It's almost got this like ID Buzz-like personality, Alyssa.
Yeah.
But certainly more feature-rich.
Right.
And I would say almost higher quality. This is a really nice steering wheel. This feels awesome. So in general, the first impression as soon as we're getting out on the road, this is what China looks like, by the way. We're out on these back roads, super cool, just south of Ningbo by the circuit still. It's absolutely amazing. If I can show you guys here on the map the route that we're taking, we're basically going from this side of Ningbo over here to the development center. This is the bridge we drove across earlier today, actually, and because we came from Shanghai, which is here. So you've got Shanghai, Hangzhou City, Hangzhou Bay, and then Ningbo, which is where we are. And it's, lots of car stuff going on in this area of China, just lots of stuff in general. This is definitely the most rural we've seen so far, Alyssa, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's really neat. Very cool. Lots of agriculture.
Yeah, and you'll like drive down here and then you'll just see like a Xiaomi SU7 going down the road or something crazy. So the cars are insane, especially when we were in Shanghai. But yeah, head-up display in this is huge. The initial impression is wild. We'll get underway. You can join us for the little 2-hour drive up to the development center. But driving this is, just coming in for the first few minutes, a really, really nice experience. We've come across our first Chinese village, Alyssa.
So cute.
Wow, look at this. First one we've seen. We've just been in cities for the last day and a half or so. And we're now out in the countryside following, look at what the heck is in front of us. A little 3-wheeled contraption of some kind. Look at this thing. Hello, he didn't even hear us coming. We've got a boulder in the road. Oh, this is amazing. China with the Zeekr mix. Good horn. Wow, does this say the town that we're in? We're in Jiaxing province. But see, even here in the countryside, you can see cameras, Alyssa. Always watching. Some of them are seatbelt cameras, some of them are cell phone cameras, some are speed cameras. They're all looking for a little something different. And then you can just see these roads are Super cool, really nice roadway. And I think we can even pick up the pace on some of them in certain areas. I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to speed. Like this guy just hugging the middle lane in a Buick. Buick's unbelievably popular here. It's absolutely insane how many Buicks there are in China. Way more than America. Our first tunnel in the mix. It even says we're coming into a tunnel. Boom, we've hit it. Lights came on. So this also has autopilot, or LCC as they call it. And I've got distance adjustment. I've got speed. No, that's music. So I've got, oh yeah, speed on the left, distance over here. We'll go to the closest distance. We'll go up on the speed. And we've got this nice little display here of the, look at the mix, cruising. Oh my gosh, I am, and there's Drew and Alice in the Neo behind us, and if you look behind us, you'll see them. The one thing it's not doing is popping up with the speed. Oh, 30. There's no way this is a 30 zone, is it? 30's up there. There's a charging station here, Alyssa? I have no idea how fast to drive. Here, I think we go 30.
Right.
But back there, yeah, now it says 30 on the discrete. So we were maybe 60 or 100 back there, don't know. Well, we're out on the highway in the mix, and I'd say we've been cruising for a little while. Issue was, when we were merging on the highway, this went flying, and Alyssa had to crawl over the car to find our toll pass, but we found it. But in the process, we've learned a lot about the Zeekr mix on the highway, which is suspension's pretty smooth. It has quite a bit of body motions and stuff, but it smooths it down, no issues there. One of the issues is mostly the noise. It's quite noisy in here, and it really is affected by wind. Now, it's a super windy day, but just getting blown around a little bit. So curious to see if we are going to have to pay the toll now. I guess we will see how it goes, but regardless, cruising on the highway in the mix is pretty good, and we're barely using any range. Like, we've only burned 15 kilometers or 25 kilometers since we've left, and that's about how far we've driven. So this 500 kilometers on full, I have it set based off of driving, and that is pretty true, I would say. Check this out in front of us, Cadillac Lyric right in front of us in China. Cadillac is a pretty strong brand here. I see Optics, Lyrics, which is interesting to me because they're like the least kind of interesting EVs compared to all this cool China stuff. So I don't totally understand why Buick and Cadillac and other GM brands are so strong in China. I'm still trying to figure that one out, especially when like Volkswagen's not selling that well. We've seen more GM stuff than Volkswagen electrics, which is odd. Anyway, things are good. We've got another, I don't know, hour or so drive left to go in the mix, so you can keep joining us as we make our way through the, honestly, fairly easy to drive, nice road network. It's really not bad. If you take a look around, the scenery is quite industrial wherever we go, but it's cool. And Alyssa, you know, were in this thing on the highway. What was your impression of the mix while cruising?
It drives really soft, and it's pretty cushy. Yeah, I think it's a great car. Lots of space, lots of empty space, which kind of annoys me because that's how a lot of things get lost, because it just flies around everywhere, and driving with you, that is everywhere. So I have the backpack all secured now, so nothing's moving around. But yeah, it's very, I think it's because it's very modular, because you've got the tracks and stuff for things to move and everything to move around. So yeah.
I mean, it's a cool idea that these seats are located on the tracks, but it's interesting because you can't just like move the seat a little bit. It like goes to the next point where it can latch in. Mm-hmm. So it's a cruiser. It's not like a car that like absolutely, you know, get totally anal about the seating position on, but this is something you put back, you put on the massaging seat, which is this one right here. Boom, got it on.
Just driver,
and you just chill. You put it on the driver assistance, and you go. I don't know if it's just driver or wow. This is like a whole music movie streaming thing. Welcome into Hangzhou Bay. You can see we've got this showing all the scooters over here on the right. We've got different cars around. This guy's screaming at someone. Couldn't tell you why. We've got ID4 over here. Hey, ID4, cool. That's the ID4 Cross. The ID4X is the weird one. And almost there. That was a nice drive in the mix. This thing really is a great cruiser. So just a summary on the driving experience of the Zeekr mix. Alyssa, I'd love to know what your impression was from the passenger seat, cruising on the highway, going through the back towns. We really were able to do everything with this. What was your impression of driving it?
Yeah, I really thought it was comfortable. There was nothing that annoyed me when we were riding in it. So, I mean, I give it a good high score.
Okay, but we did mention it was louder than we expected.
Yeah, but I think there's just so much cabin space, and that would be my only. I mean, you could definitely fit a lot of stuff in here. So for me, I would just rip out all the seats, put in the dog crates, and do all that type of stuff. It would be great for dog sports, but everything was just flying around. We lost our little
Toll pass,
and there's definitely, maybe if you drop something, it's going to the back. So, which is, I don't know, just keep your crap together, unlike us. So it's not a huge issue.
Okay, yeah, I would agree. I would say, yeah, comfortable. It's just like, drives like some Chinese cars, but definitely more premium than others. It's got this very Volvo-like character, the newer electric Volvo stuff, because it's SEA underneath. So it feels heavy, it feels solid, feels nice. It's definitely like a way better driver than the ID Buzz, in my opinion. Like, this thing absolutely is fun to toss around, but it's soft, it's squishy. I thought the noise was a bit too much on the highway. I also thought the driver assistant needs some major improvements, which is coming in the next software update. And just like getting down the highway, totally into it. And I love that this one has the golden battery, that crazy fast charging. So overall, I think it's acceptable driving performance. The software is mind-blowing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Top tier user interface, software capability, and the functions that this car allows is really amazing. From the insane door closures where you've got the sliding passenger and rear door, from the seats that spin around, it's really a absolutely cool experience to get to go in the Zeekr mix and drive it around. And I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity. So thank you to Zeekr for allowing me to drive this for a day and get to experience it here in China, get to go to the R&D center and different factories. Geely's been really cool, opening up a lot of their facilities to out of spec this trip, and we are incredibly grateful. And this, while no car is perfect, this certainly isn't perfect, comes pretty damn close. It's just spacious, practical. We didn't even show the trunk, Alyssa. Come on back, and we'll end it there. And that's how we'll do it. How can we do a review and not show the trunk? That's because we shot this one totally out of order. That's on me. This was not a great video. I apologize. Anyway, you know, seats move all around, of course, and you've got some underfloor action. Nope, no underfloor action.
No. And you can get different accessories. So this would go right up there into that little slot and be your cup holders.
Oh, okay. That's cool. See, you knew more than I did. Just a quick look at the Zeekr mix. It's my new favorite Chinese car.
I love the color. The colors in China for their cars are just awesome.
Yellows, purples everywhere.
Yeah, purples. They love pink wraps,
yeah.
I've noticed. So they just like to follow the cute look. They love cute.
Yeah, love it. I think this is so neat. I wish we could get this in the US because I would buy it in a heartbeat. So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in another one again soon. Bye-bye.